Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys 3 thrift flips for tops that I'm making for this fall. So I went through my wardrobe and didn't do any additional thrifting because I'm really just trying to use what I have, and I have a few tops that I think can make some really cute on-trend pieces for this season using a few new techniques that I actually have never tried before, so hopefully they work out for me. Let's show you guys the tops we're working with. The first top was actually something I showed you guys in my latest thrift haul, so you guys should definitely go and watch that for like the full-on haul because I got some really cute stuff. But the one that I never actually ended up reworking was this Tommy Hilfiger long sleeve. Next top is not exactly thrifted, but you can find so many similar things like this at the thrift store, but it's something I already have in my closet and I do still want to rework it. So what I have here is this little t-shirt, and it has this really cute little scalloped edge here. So the last top we're going to be doing today is this wrap style sweater that I picked up a long time ago from the thrift store, but I think that this would make the cutest little like cardigan. Really excited to be showing you guys how I do this one. Okay, so for the little patchwork top, what it looks like what people are doing is just like slicing up an old top and basically pinning it back together to sew it back together. So the key for this is finding a top that already fits you, and if it gets a little bit smaller, it's okay too, because you're obviously cutting it, then you're sewing it smaller because of all the patchwork. So what I think in order for this top to retain its shape is that I'm gonna start by cutting up the front, sewing it back together, and then cutting up the back and then sewing it back together. So that way at least it kind of retains its shape at least on one side, if that makes any sense. So like the whole point of it is to have like the reverse, like the actual like serged part showing, and I don't have a serger. So we're going to be doing this on the machine, but I think I'm just going to pick a bunch of like fun neon colors and do something fun with this. Ooh. So I got the colors I want to pick, and now I'm going to grab a ruler and I'm going to map out where I want to cut. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have my cutting board here, and then I have my piece of chalk here, and what I'm going to do is actually decide where I want to cut it and how I want to cut it. Now we're going to cut. So we cut out all the pieces of the front, and we're basically going to do the same thing to the back afterwards, but what we're going to do is we're going to pin them bad sides or inside outsides facing together, because we are going to be serging or like sewing it all back together on the outside. And when you pin it, it should look like this. Now that it's all pinned, all like bad sides together, we are going to go and hem it all back up. Basically, I'm trying to find the stitch on my machine that looks the most like a serger, and basically what a serger is, let me see if it's on this so you guys can see. Serging usually uses an overlock machine, and it creates something like this. So what we want is something like this, except on the outside of our top. I'm gonna just opt with like a baby pink thread for this project, and I'm torn between using this 15 or if I'm going to be using 26. I think I'm gonna go with 26 because it seems more legit. The only thing is this looks a little complicated, and it looks like I'm gonna have to use a lot of thread, so I need to make sure that I have enough. Okay, so after multiple iterations of trying to figure out what stitch is proper for this almost like faux serging overlock, I realized what is the best thing that you could do, honestly, is just a zigzag stitch multiple times. So it's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. Like that kind of is the vibe that we are going for. Your fabric is hanging over a little bit. You can trim it just slightly. So yeah, I think that turned out pretty okay. So we're just gonna do the rest of it. So I finished reassembling the top, and this is all looking pretty much like how a lot of the photo inspo looks, and I actually only did one seam along the back, As you guys can see, this isn't perfect. Like, it doesn't look like overlock, but you really do get that effect, and overlock machines are pretty pricey, so this is actually a pretty good alternative. Thing is, I think it needs some more, so I'm actually going to be doing the same thing on the sleeves right here as well as the edge. Okay guys, this turned out way better than I thought it would once I did all of the edges and did this lettuce edge. That's actually going to be a tutorial in the next following DIY in this video, so stay tuned for that. But I really love this, so let's go try it on. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Guys, I was a little bit unsure of it while we were doing it, but now I'm so happy that we committed and did the full-on little lettuce edge here, and then all the little detailing and patchwork. I think it's so fun and such an easy way to revamp any old tees that you have in your closet for the fall. Alright guys, on to the next DIY, which is a lettuce edge. I think that this is such a cute way to make your top kind of look like one of those really on-trend baby tees right now. So we are playing around with this thrifted Tommy Hilfiger long sleeve that I got for $2.99. But I think to add some extra bit of flair and to make it look a lot more on trend, I think a lettuce edge is going to be so stinking cute. All you'll need for this project is obviously your sewing machine and a matching thread to go with your top. Let's just get to it. It should not take longer than like 10 minutes. So we're gonna cut the shirt cropped because I think it's just gonna look a little bit more modern. So a key to not make your cuts look jagged is that you finish your cut. Instead of going like this, you wanna slice, move forward, slice. I think having a lettuce hem on the sleeves would be super cute as well. So what we're going to do is just cut off the hemmed part. So on the previous DIY, I really wanted it to have that raw edge feel, but this one, obviously, we want it to look a little bit more professional. So what we're gonna do is actually fold the hem slightly and secure with a pin. We're going to do the same thing to the edges, and I'll show you guys how to sew it. So I'm just about ready to do this. These are my settings for the zigzag stitch. I just have the width of the stitch at 1.4 and the tension at 4.5, but do whatever works for you. And now we are going to sew our little cutie top. I'm literally talking as if I'm an expert at this. I literally just learned how to do this like 5 minutes ago, and I watched like one video on that, which I'm gonna link in the description box below. But what I found was if you zigzag over the fold about 3 times, as well as just kind of let your stretchy fabric go with the flow, that's kind of what I have been doing. So let me show you guys a zoom in of how to do that. Okay, so I have it inside out, and I'm going to be doing my zigzag stitch here. And the key to a proper lettuce trim is that you want the fabric to when you're going on the zigzag this way, you want it to actually not catch the fabric, and then when you pull it back, it's going to create like this tension like this. I'm sure the tutorial that I link will explain it a lot better, but yeah. And the other thing is important is to do it with a stretchy fabric, at least a one-way stretch, kind of like what I have here. So as long as it stretches horizontally, you should be okay. Look at this lettuce hem. I mean, this is inside out right now, but I'm gonna do the same thing to the sleeves, and then we'll be done. Guys, this top is freaking fire. If back to school were in session and I was actually going to school, this is so something I would probably wear on my first day back. This is so quintessential like back to school fall for me. I think it's so cute, guys. The top turned out so adorable. Like, it doesn't get cuter than this. I love the little sleeve detail. Okay guys, here is the third and final DIY, and I'm going to try to do this with as little sewing as possible, even though I know it will require a bit. I measured already and this part is so perfect for a little tube top, so I'm just going to snip this off of the bottom, and then this thing will actually be able to actually like come apart and stuff, and then we'll be able to play around with the top and see what works for a cardigan. Okay guys, so I tried this on over my clothes and it looks like this is probably what I'm going to end up doing, some sort of tie shrug. I think it looks really cute, but the thing is, like, I don't know if you guys can see on my pants, but there's so much fluff because the whole thing is like fraying. You can see it's literally like there's like stuff flying everywhere. So that's option one. The tube top fits perfectly. I'm just going to finish the edge right here. And then I don't know. I'm debating if I should cut it so it looks like a little shawl. Actually, maybe I should do that. So we have the finish set here and it looks super cute. I'm really in love with this green for fall, so I think that this will make a really nice set with like high-waisted jeans and stuff like that. So let's go try it on for the first time and show you guys how I'll style it. The final look. I am so pumped about this because I think it looks super good, super chic, and literally looks like everything I'm seeing online right now that would be like very ideal for fall. I've been loving little cardigan sweater sets. They're so easily thriftable as well if you're not down to like obviously DIY one, but the way I would wear this is really simple, just with a pair of high-waisted straight leg denim as well as a little pair of like white sneakers. I love my Air Force Ones, they're my go-to, with just a little mini bag. So guys, that is the end of my 3 easy fall tops video. I hope you guys like this. I haven't sewn in about a month, so this was really fun for me. If you guys recreate any of these, please send over a DM or post it and tag me, because I would love to see how you guys recreate any of these styles. And yeah, this is making me actually excited for fall. I wasn't so much in the beginning, but now I am getting a little bit there. So that being said guys, I am gonna go, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye everyone.